Over the last 3 episodes, we gave our agent the ability to remember short-term context, summaries, and vector memory that survives across sessions. So here's a tempting thought. If memory is good, just remember everything, forever. Perfect, infinite recall. It sounds like the dream, and it is actually a trap. An agent that saves every message ends up with a memory full of noise, contradictions, and stale facts, and it gets worse, not better. It remembers the address you moved away from, the preference you changed your mind about, the throwaway comment you never meant. So the real skill, the thing that separates a toy from a product, is not storing memories. It is managing them. What to keep, what to throw away, and what to surface at the right moment. That is today. Quick note before we dig in. If you find this useful, subscribe and drop a topic you want explained in the comments. Now, let us get into it. Here is the whole idea in one sentence. Memory management is the set of decisions about what is worth saving, when to update or forget old information, and how to retrieve the right memories at the right time, so the agent stays accurate and focused instead of drowning in its own history. Think of it less like a hard drive that hoards everything and more like a good assistant's notebook, deliberately curated, regularly tidied, with the outdated pages crossed out. There are 3 jobs here, so let us take them one at a time: writing, forgetting, and retrieving. The first job is writing, deciding what is even worth remembering. Not every message deserves to become a permanent memory. The fact that you are vegetarian is worth keeping forever. The fact that you said thanks is not. So a well-built agent filters before it stores. A common approach is to let the model itself judge. After an exchange, it quietly asks, is there a durable fact about the user or the task here worth saving? And it only writes a memory when the answer is yes. Some systems go further and rewrite the raw message into a clean, standalone fact before storing it, turning a rambling sentence into user is vegetarian, prefers Italian food, so the memory is crisp and easy to retrieve later. The principle is simple. Garbage in, garbage remembered. Be picky at the door. The second job is the one people forget about, which is forgetting. And this is the counterintuitive heart of the episode. Forgetting is a feature, not a bug. There are 3 flavors of it. The first is expiration, letting memories fade with time or relevance, the way your own memory naturally lets trivia slip while keeping what matters, so old, untouched notes can be aged out. The second, and the most important, is updating, handling change. When you say, actually, I have moved to a new city, the agent must not keep both the old address and the new one. That is how it ends up confidently wrong. It needs to find the old memory and overwrite it, so the new fact replaces the stale one rather than sitting next to it in contradiction. The third is deduplication, merging. If you mention you love hiking across 5 different chats, the agent should not store 5 identical notes cluttering its memory. It should recognize the repeat and keep one. Expire, update, deduplicate. A memory that never forgets is a memory that slowly poisons itself. The third job is retrieval, fetching the right memories at the right moment, and we built the engine for this last episode. But management adds a layer of judgment on top of raw vector search. Pull back too few memories and the agent misses something it should have known. Pull back too many and you flood the context with clutter that, as we have seen since episode 4, actually degrades the model's answers, and as we learned in episode 2, costs more tokens for the privilege. So good retrieval is selective on purpose. It often blends signals, not just semantic similarity from the vector search, but recency, favoring newer memories, and importance, favoring the facts flagged as durable when they were written. The goal is to walk into each moment with the few memories that matter, and leave the thousands that do not safely on the shelf. Put those 3 together, and you get something that behaves less like a database and more like a mind. It writes down what matters, revises what changed, lets the trivial fade, and recalls the relevant. That loop, sometimes called memory consolidation, is what turns a pile of stored vectors into memory you can actually trust. So how does this land depending on who you are? As an individual, this is the difference between an assistant that gracefully keeps up as your life changes and one that clings to a fact you corrected last week and keeps getting it wrong. And it is exactly why good products give you a way to see and edit what they remember. As a startup, this is where the real engineering of a memory feature lives. The embedding store is the easy part. The policies, what to write, when to overwrite, how to rank what comes back, are what make it feel magical instead of creepy or confused, so build a way to inspect and prune memory from day one. And as a large enterprise, forgetting stops being a nicety and becomes the law. Because data retention limits and the right to be forgotten mean you must be able to find and truly delete a specific person's memories on request. So design deletion in from the start, not as an afterthought. So let us bring it home. The advanced art of agent memory is not infinite recall. It is curation, 3 jobs done well. Writing, being picky about what is worth saving. Forgetting, expiring the stale, updating what changed and merging duplicates, because forgetting is a feature. And retrieval, surfacing the relevant few while ignoring the irrelevant many. Get those right, and an agent's memory stays accurate, focused, and trustworthy over months. And that word, trustworthy, is the perfect bridge out of this whole part of the course. We have built agents that reason, use tools, work in teams, and remember. The obvious next question is, how do we know any of it is actually any good? How do you measure whether an LLM or an agent is reliable, accurate, and safe before you put it in front of real users? That is evaluation, and it begins the production part of our course next. That is the core of it. If this helped, hit like and subscribe, ring the bell for the next deep dive, and tell me in the comments what you want broken down next. Thanks for watching.